I've never seen a nigga two-step on somebody in Soul Calibur, and that was just like...
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. What do you do after that?
It's a wrap. That's like when if you go into a fight, like you're at the bar, and somebody wants to fight you, and they start doing leg stretches. You stop.
Yo, they do the Goku. They do the Goku warm-up, bro.
I'm ready. It's time to know your limit.
It is 2 reasons why I won't get into a fight with somebody at the bar. That is another one. The second one, if they ask me if I really want to do this. Someone if they stop and call me, look at me in the eyes, and like, do you really want to do this? And I'm like, do I really want to do this? Because if someone is calmly looking at you before a fight and asks you really want to do it, they know something about themselves that I don't know. And I don't know if I want to know that thing that they know about themselves that I don't know.
Speaking of that, Slay the Princess, right? Speaking of that, right? I got one. No, me and my mom got a panel that we never saw. We never saw. So,
quick synopsis. Quick synopsis of Slay the Princess for people that don't know.
Slay the Princess. Simple visual novel story. Simple.
I was about to say.
Whoa. It is simple, Chris. All you have to do is slay the princess. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Slay the princess.
You're on a
very simple
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. Inside that cabin is a basement, and in that basement is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Oh man, see. This is how I know you all overdid this. Cause me giving you last week this game and letting you know, and for you to perfectly quote that tells me you went, nah, this is it, fam. I'm playing this game. You just bar for bar the narrator.
I mean, like 10 minutes after you described it to me, I did go buy it. Though.
Did, and then we played it. So full disclosure, last week we were talking about games that we wanted to play, things we were interested in, games. We're kind of talking about like games that we haven't played that the others should play type deal. And Chris brought up Slay the Princess, and me and Ryan we took it in overdrive. We took that and went to 11.
Oh yeah.
I asked them.
I had a mighty need for that.
Would you go to California? And they went, we're on Mars. And I'm like, that's...
But we're coming back. We're coming back.
So now where I asked you to go.
But yeah, Slay the Princess is an experience. So from my perspective, before I get too deep into it, I hated visual novels. Just full disclosure. Was not a fan of visual novels. Was not a fan of the archetype. Was not a fan of the genre in general. And there are records out there of me going ham many and many times about how trash they are and how I feel that they are trash.
Oh, see, I didn't know that either. See, like, I kind of enjoyed, like, the Telltale series. Like, I did...
see, I did, too.
Like,
I really enjoyed
the
Telltale
series.
series.
See, I'm saying, like, I like those ones because, like, I think The Walking Dead was free with PlayStation Plus. And so, like, I got more into... I still hate The Walking Dead, but...
Fair play. But the Telltale...
But the Telltale series,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Tough
Like, it's good. You know, because I know that this is going to be a quick, you know what I'm saying? It's a one-shot.
It's a one,
you know
it's a story that has a beginning, middle, and end.
Give me that. You know what I mean? Like, the actual Walking Dead, like, with the TV show, I was like, don't ever do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ryan's been a big fan of, like, the Fate franchise for years, and I've been kind of very averse to, I mean, the visual novel. I'll say the visual novel specifically. Because, I mean, I can open up some doors and some windows to some people. So, the visual novel portion of it. And, like, you know, we've talked about it for years, and I've always been very, very averse to it. But, like, after playing Slay the Princess, so I talked about it earlier, I realized that it was overwhelming because there was just so much shit going on. But I think Slay the Princess, what it does for the realm of visual novels / video games is it plays that, it straddles that line very well between a visual novel and a video game. And what I think it does really well, it gives you a very small amount of characters, but it maximizes each of those characters. So it's not a lot to get into, but it is a lot to take in, if that makes sense. Like, once you get into it and start to get it, but they give it to you in a way that, like, it makes you want more and you try to get more out of it. And that's a good thing. And it's not like all at you at once, and the game is very overwhelming at the end of it, but like it never feels overwhelming while you're in it because they give you a little bit by bit besides the terror.
That's the horror. Mentioning this is a horror game.
Chris, this is a love story. This is a love story, Chris. It is a love story. Clearly, it's a love story. I don't know how you didn't get that. But so Ryan had a unique experience after we played. You played with who'd you play with?
So I decided to broach the idea of playing Slay the Princess with my mother because I wanted to see how she would react to the things that the game throws at you. Now this
is
game,
a lot.
Yes,
It is a lot.
It's a surreal fairy tale with a simple premise.
A Grimm fairy tale, by the way.
Oh yeah.
No Disney fairy tales, no Disney princesses around here. This is a Grimm fairy tale.
This shit is straight up German. Straight up Germanic fairy tale. Survival is not guaranteed.
But it is a necessity. Kind of?
Yeah, sort of, maybe.
Depending on the storyline.
Yesence. Anyway, so
depends on the path of the woods you wish to take.
So I've actually played some video games with and for my mother in the past. Like one of them I played Little Nightmares for her, where I had her sit down. 1 or 2? Just the one. Two. But I wanted to play 1, but I didn't have it on PC.
No.
Is that it? I think I only had it on
makes
Xbox.
sense.
I was checking because I was just like, we clarify.
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, yeah, we're doing it, and then you end up talking about 2, and then someone's like,
2.
We are.
And I also played Fear and Hunger 2 for her, where I'd ask her, I'd explain the situation that the characters were currently in, and I'd ask her, how do you want me to handle this? Do you want me to escape? Do you want me to attack? Do you want me to use any items that we have? And I thought Slay the Princess would be perfect to see how would she handle this.
How would she slay the princess?
Or not. And I gotta say, we only managed to do 1 princess while we played, and my mother was absolutely violence on sight. She was taking no chances. She wanted that knife. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
she just followed the narrator first time?
First time, yeah. She would not even broach the idea of going down there without that knife. I tried to tell her, like, you can use diplomacy, Mom. She was like, no, I don't trust this B word. Give me the knife. She took the knife. There was quite a few just kill this bitches that she said. So, first time, full disclosure, we found the Fury. That was our ending, the Fury. The Fury, we never got to do the Fury. So for this princess, this route that we took, it's Princess Tower Fury.
Okay.
So we took the knife. We interrogated the princess. We decided to slay her afterwards. We spent way too much time talking to the princess. So we got Dempsey rolled.
Oh.
We got Dempsey. When you try to use the knife on her, she puts her dukes up and she bobs out of the way. And then yeah, you get it. You get it. So the princess beat us to death and then stomped on our throat. That's the ending.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, and we got to the tower. That was the second chapter. And the princess had beaten us so hard that she beat a simp into us. So we had the voice of the broken in our heads after that. However, I told you, my mother is violence on sight. And now she's just been beaten to death. So
she's trying to get her get back.
She tries to get her get back. So she took that knife and she went down there. And the tower, that was when she went, the princess was God mode.
Okay.
And she just did the Vader on us. Like, just kill you.
You're done.
End yourself right now for my pleasure. And we went to stabbing on ourselves.
No, multiple stabs.
Yes. However, like I said, violence on sight. Whenever it said slay the princess, that's what my mother chose.
Option A.
And we did actually end up slaying the princess. We killed the tower. If you keep trying to slay the princess, you will actually manage to do so, and you kill the god. You cut her tendons, and then you stab her in the chest like 20 times. And then the princess squishes you like a bug. And you go from the tower to the fury. So now instead of a god, you have a dead god.
Why does that sound worse?
It is worse.
Okay.
It is worse.
Okay. Glad we got there.
Basically, we went from Zeus to Hades. And so what happens here? Violence on sight. This time it's mutual though. But like I said, my mom said
a love story.
Yeah, it's a love story. My mom says,
"Honey, I'm home.
Kill this bitch."
Hey.
Yep. Actual words. Kill this bitch.
I mean, was that the text on it? Was that?
No. That was my mom. That was the text out of my mom's mouth. Like, you just kill this bitch.
I'm pretty sure the text is slay the princess.
So, okay.
Thanks for translation.
A little bit, just change the words around a little bit. Still
slay the princess.
Kill
please.
This. See, slay, kill this the princess. Yeah. So we got the first ending, and I explained to my mom, okay, now that it's over, and it took us back to the hero and the princess. I explained the meta narrative.
Okay, like the goal to get to the basement. And
I told her that she returns the energy you give, so we can get very different experiences if we go down without the knife. I tried. I had to
grab the knife again.
No, I tried to.
I would have cried. I'd have been like.
I didn't want to spoil anything in her first playthrough. I wanted her to actually just play it now.
Yeah, pure enjoyment.
Yeah.
But for the next ones, I had to tell her that even though taking the knife is prudent, if you don't take it, you don't just instantly die. You just get a very, very different interaction, leading to very different chapters.
Which is what I love. Like the game, the game
But it all makes sense too. Like it all makes sense. It all goes to a common goal. It all goes to an end. And like the game itself, the meta game, and then the final part of it. Like they're all great.
Yeah.
And they, different. They're all great for different aspects. And together, I think it's amazing. Like 10 out of 10 game. Like I went into it mostly because you recommended it and you were excited to play it. So like I had no real horse in the race. I had no real, no salt in the game or whatever, however the fuck you want to say it. But I'm very glad that I got to experience it because it opened my eyes that like I actually, I don't want to say accept visual novels, but like want to.
Can I green eggs and ham you now then? So you do like green eggs and ham?
Well, that's what I was starting to say earlier. What I realized with the Fate series and like that visual novel, what I thought it was a lot. It was just very overwhelming, and that's what it was that I didn't like about it because it felt like it was too much going on and it didn't mean anything. And I was just like, if that's what it felt like. Don't know if it's true or not, but like experiencing this game which is a very smaller, like a lot smaller scale than the Fate series. You get I was able to experience everything that everything the creators had to offer. Like I was experiencing, but the reason I like too is they gave it to you in a way that like if you didn't want it, you didn't have to take it. But if you wanted it, it was there. So it was literally like all up onto you and how you want to do it and how your experience was. But they also fostered that and gave you a way. And then what me and Ryan were talking about too earlier was that we like that the real fuck shit that they didn't want you to do, they just gave you like some hard nods. Like, nah, bruh, you're not gonna do that. Wait forever, game crash.
I like that. Sometimes you gotta spank the player's hands a little bit when they try to do dumb shit. So I like games that will kill you if you just say, no, I don't want to answer the call to adventure. Or you want me to go forward? What happens if I go backwards?
Yeah.
Like when just a giant foot comes out and stomps them. Like,
it's like, oh.
Do what you're supposed to.
Because they do tell you that you need to proceed forward. But then they give you the option that, well, maybe I don't want to do this. And the game's like, then why are you playing this game? In a unique, interesting way to be like,
Shut the fuck up and do what I told you.
You're playing this game, so let's play this game, and then.
Right. You wanna be a contrarian? Get mind fucked.
And like it has so much with so little. Like I like how like the artwork very simple in the sense that like it's only like really like 6 or 7 scenes that are there for each story, and then each story goes into its own paths where you get like that's why I say like the second part and the third part where you get all these extra things. They're so different. So like I love it that you start off in like the same kind of thing, the same kind of setting, the same, but you can have completely different experience every time you go, and then even when you get to the different experience, it gets real different at the end. And then like the overall meta after you give like when you give her the 6 princesses and get to like the true end game stuff, like that's a whole different ball game, and like it presents it, each layer of it gives you like a new game in a sense. So like you get a lot more than what you initially bargained for in a good way.
Yep.
And I'm like
that's why I was like, for $20 I was like, yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
$20 is a steal. Like a steal.
Yes.
Like
when you were talking about earlier about Monster Hunter, and you were like, this is one of the few games that I feel like I got way more content than what I paid for. This is the game where I felt like I got way more content
100%.
than what I paid for. I went, oh no, you guys put your whole foot in this. That is crazy.
I mean, for example, like, so what time did we get done recording last time? Like 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan and I did 7 playthroughs.
Yeah, we beat the game.
We did 7 or 8 playthroughs.
I literally go home and you all went, you know what?
Oh yeah, this is beating the game.
Because Ryan was like, you wanna play one, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, I'm like, whatever. Reluctantly, I'm like, let's do it. Let's see. We hook it up to the TV. He's playing on his laptop. We hook it up to the TV. And like, we do the first playthrough, and I'm like, man. He kind of did what he did with his mom. He asked me like, hey, Mark, what you want to do every now and again to keep me enticed, to keep me getting into it. And I was like. And I like the effects after, like, the consequences of the things you make are, like, immediate, and they are permanent for that playthrough. So it's like...
It's crazy.
You feel the weight of the decisions you made.
Yeah. Like, the more I asked questions, and, like, he started giving me multiple, like, new answers in with the questions. Like, I thought I would ask a question, and then that would be the end of it.
Right.
But then they were like, no, you can ask other questions, and now we can give you more answers, and I haven't moved forward yet. Then he started combining answers and stuff, and I was just like, oh.
And we didn't even really touch on the multiple...
Yeah.
Your various personalities that you gain depending on how you approach and what you do with the princess. And their interactions with each other, and, like... Isn't it? I love it too because I love that aspect of it because like every one of those is like when you have a situation and you talk to the boys about it in the group chat, and it's like that's just what it is. Like that's just the boys group chat. Just like they made it into a fucking video game. It's like, hey bro, what could you do this? It's like, then the broken comes out, and then you get like the cheated who's like, man, fuck this. Like let's take whatever we can get and get out of here.
Bullshit. Don't you know not to trust that? You know what they did to you before, and you're gonna.
Then I love like you got the loyal knight who's always like, we need to do what's right. We need to do. But then I love it too that like these characters, I love the characters themselves have character arcs that they go through in their stories, and then they influence the other characters, and it's like I'm like it's very unsettling to me that someone was able to get the nuances of those little conversations and characters growth in something so compact. Because I mean, like a playthrough is like 30 minutes, 25 minutes that we did. Like in the longer ones were maybe 40 minutes. Yeah. So it's like you get this complex beginning, middle, and end. Unless
you're some people and you go straight to the void, and that's like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. I mean that is a short, min max. You have 5 minutes or 40 minutes. But a feature we were talking about that was really dope with it was the fact that like once you complete, if you're in, you have to get the 6 princesses to get the true ending thing. Mm-hmm. If you finish a princess's storyline within that loop, they block that off from you, so you can't do that loop again. Yeah. And I love that because it makes it so like because one of my biggest things that I had with one of my biggest flaws or things I didn't like about visual novels anyway, I felt like your time would be wasted because like you could replay through things that were already been done, or you see stuff, whatever. But the ability they give you to let you skip through stuff you've already seen, and also like if you already locked off a playthrough or you already done something, they lock that off as well. And like we were worried about it, but then when we finished that cycle and we started a new cycle, then that path was open again. So it just locks it off for like that cycle. And I'm like, it's very, like Ryan said, it's very smart.
Yes.
Design, because it's designed with a gamer mindset for the love of game,
and then to move you forward, not to get you in some type of.
But to make you make the decision to move forward, because like if you go back, you can very well do that if you please, and there's a consequence.
Yep. And it's
like turn around and leave.
Just don't worry. Don't worry
about it.
Don't worry. Now, when all of the universes collapse onto each other.
What you talking about?
Now do you want to...
It's like, huh? Wait, that was my...
That didn't happen. I don't see any multiple universes here. I just see the one. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We weren't worried about it.
I did, in fact, love the narrator, though. Although he was a sleazeball.
He was a sleazeball.
I absolutely loved the narrator. Like, the way he... Like, just... The way they got the interactions sometimes, like... You are in the woods. And there's a wall.
Anyway.
Mine, back to what I was saying. Anyways, you're in the woods with no escape.
But that's what I said, like, it really feels like you just with the boys. Like somebody just telling you a story. It's like, what if you was in the woods by yourself? So what? And there's a cabin. What'd you do? And it's like, what? Where, how do we, what?
It's that would you rather fight a dragon?
Yeah.
Would you rather slay a princess in the basement, or would you like to negotiate? I
negotiate? Well, the multiverse collapsed on itself. Hey,
how did I get here?
You know, that makes for a really interesting dungeon master experience, right? Feels like the narrator was a dungeon master. The voices were the players at the table.
And you're a new player. You are new to role playing.
Yeah, you're a new player. You don't even know the system. They just say, just go slay the princess.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it. And you're like, why am I slaying the princess? It's like, why are you asking questions?
Don't ask questions.
And then the voices in your head are telling you something else, and you're like,
I think we should ask more questions. I think questions are completely unimportant. I think we should just go kill the bitch.
It's like, we need to save ourselves. What? Okay. And it was great. No, my favorite part about the narrator was always when you got to the part where like the curtain started to come up. Like it didn't come right before it came all the way up, but he just like, any question like, how much do you know, narrator? As I know exactly what you know. And I know you should go kill the princess. And it was like, why should I go kill the princess? You need to go kill the princess because that's what I said. And you didn't kill the princess you kill the princess. And it's like, wait a minute.
I thought you didn't
know about this.
Each and every single loop, the narrator does let one thing slip. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of information. Once you get all those little slips together and put them all together, you realize, wow, this narrator dude, I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. And you know the funny thing is, I still got like 15, 16, 17 more loops I haven't done yet. Yeah. So like...
Yeah, and it's like, but I was thinking about it though, did he ever just straight up lie? Like some truths were omitted, danced around the questions, but I was trying to see like, was there...
Yeah, he said there's no mirror.
But I don't know, conceptually, can he see I don't think he can actually see the mirror.
No.
Can he see the mirror?
He knows.
Yes, because you're not supposed... He doesn't want you to see the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So he had little lies, but it was mostly because he's dancing around things, and I liked that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to figure him out, but he's supposed to be omnipotent. I know all. Don't you worry.
But then you find out, like, technically, you are the omnipotent one, and your omnipotent outranks his omnipotence.
It's just
It's
oh man, you're just a hero, and you just gotta go slay a princess. When you
just,
talk about omnipotence, there's just a princess in a cabin. Just go kill her.
That's all you gotta do.
No, slay her.
Just slay
That's
her.
the only thing this game is about.
Yep.
Princess, cabin, slay.
Oh, in love. It's a love story.
Yes.
Very much so.
You see why I said that was such a great thing to add in the trailer for it? I went, what are we talking about? Because you absolutely made that princess terrifying. And then you said that. And I'm like, what do we mean?
Favorite princesses? What was yours?
Well, you only got that one playthrough. Which one did you get?
Or which
my brain is in the fear corner. So let me tell you how I'm not gonna remember none of that. Like I'm telling you, so like when I did it, it was me and my family, and it was me being like, I know y'all can do this. I really just want to see what happens. You know, like when you like how certain people will watch streamers because then they know they can handle the stuff.
Yeah.
I was the streamer watcher. I may have purchased the game, put it on my system, and then threw it at them and was like, please.
So good.
Okay, I understand that. Technically, I have vivaciously played through the entirety of Silent Hill 2. From behind my brother.
Yep. And we're going to do it again.
And we're going to do it again in 2024. 20 years later.
Dun, dun, dun.
2024. You sure it's not 2025? Sorry, I'm just thinking about what date it is.
Man,
you got time. You got time.
We'll do it. We got the game. We need to do it before Halloween is over. So we need to do it today. That's the plan. We'll try it out.
Shit. Oh, shit. Dating ourselves. Oh, so my favorite princesses. My favorite princess was the Wild. She was... Oh, wait. The Witch. The Witch. Just that piece of shit. The backstabbing piece of shit. She is as scummy as the narrator. But she's kind of worse. Like, alright, so the Wild. No, I'm sorry, the Witch. The Wild is a different one. The Witch. To get her... You need to go down there without the knife and just get absolutely demolished by the princess's bare hands. Yeah, if you try to kill her without a weapon, she just kills you without a weapon instead.
Yeah, and she got hands.
Yeah, no, not hands. This is the one where she claws and bites her ass.
Yeah,
and just
okay.
rips you apart like an animal. And then she turns into a witch. And as a witch... She's the biggest fucking backstabber in the game. Like, if you take your eyes off her for a second, she will backstab you. And I was like, no, I wanted to backstab you. If you get into a fight with her, the first thing she does is take out some fucking pocket sand, man. Pocket sand. She started to fight off with pocket sand. And then went for a low blow. It was like, bro.
I'm locked in the basement. All I got. I'm using everything to get out. I'm using everything to get out.
So yeah. Favorite character. When you went up the stairs while she was behind you, she suplexes both of you and breaks both of your backs.
And you slowly look at each other as you both die.
Like idiots. You look at each other with regret, like, what the fuck did we just manage to do? Now we both die. And then you both die. Like idiots. But
it was the right way to go. That's the worst part. The worst part is that was the correct path.
No, I mean it's a correct path, and you get an achievement for it called the Frog, and the explanation is she couldn't resist her basic nature. I was like, did they just parable me?
Like the scorpion? No, not the scorpion following. Oh no!
So good, good.
Man.
My favorite one was the shonen storyline, the one where you fight the blade, the razor.
Or maybe she was the arms race. Oh, I mean, it goes from razor.
It goes from the razors to the arms race. Yeah.
Arms race.
So, how did we start that one?
We we gave her too much power. We suspected that she survived, and it made her survive.
Yes, because we killed her. You kill her with the knife, and then when she asks you, "Do you think this will kill me?" and you're like, "Did it kill you?" So then she comes back with a.
Remember when I told you not to do that?
Yeah. Well, what happens is she comes back with knife hands, right?
Yes.
And so when she comes back with, you don't know she has knife hands. There's just regular hands, right? And then you get to a point where she starts throwing hands, and then you're dead, and you're like, "How am I dead?" And he's like, "Oh, it was a thigh blade at first. The thigh blade was the first one," and I was like, "What?" So yeah, she sliced you thigh blade, and you're like, "All right, that's weird, but whatever."
I actually didn't expect. That's not the one I expected to die from.
No, and then you go on more, and then like so the thing becomes she gets more blades, and more blades, and more blades. And so you're adding on personalities at this point, right? And so you get to a point where you have like 7 or 8 of these personalities, and the narrator is like, say, wait, why is it so many of you? How many times have you been here before? Why have you been here this many times? And then you go, and she has like 12 or 15 blades. And you're like, all of your personalities have, at this point, have come to the point where like, we need to kill this bitch. So the cheated, the lover, or whatever his name is, the stubborn, everyone is just like, we need to put all of our personalities together and kill her. And then you go into like this shonen arc where every death you use to get stronger and your blade techniques get better, more refined, more precise. And you guys, she ends up killing you to the point that you become a sword master. And you guys have an epic battle of the blades. And then she kills you one more time. And she comes back and wait, would you call it a loose fitting? What you say in that text message?
Loose fitting house.
For the loose fitting house that the princess was wearing comes off, and she reveals herself as just blades. Yeah. She's just sentient, multiple swords, and you guys have an epic and a heart. She has a heart that pumps swords out.
That's a good point. Yeah, what is that heart for? What's it?
To be slain.
Whatever.
To be slain.
Right.
Yeah,
to be slain.
Yeah.
It's a love story.
She's gotta have a heart. She can't love you. She doesn't have a heart.
So you guys have a magnificent battle.
Kill that bitch.
And when you finally do kill her, she thanks you because she was able to reach the peak of her battle sense. And then it just goes into this shonen epilogue. And I'm like, it is exactly what ReZero would be if he was an actual shonen main character.
Oh my God.
And I was just so delighted because it's like, that was the one where every time the narrator just cracked from right at the start. Like right at the start of everything to do, he just, because that one goes to like 6 chapters, 5-6 chapters.
See.
That one's long.
4 chapters.
Was it 4 chapters? But that 4th chapter is long.
So my favorite princess is
the
princess that makes me happy. And I live happily forever after. Because there's nothing happy.
No.
There's nothing.
The narrator princess.
So there's nothing but happy. That's.
You can stay here and be happy forever. Because you're happy, right?
I don't know what time is. I just know happy.
No, I'm just floating in this house forever.
Yeah, I decided to self-delete there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones where like that story is actually the first one when I realized the personalities have character arcs. They aren't just because I assumed that they are what their character said. I didn't think that they would have a range. I mean, my own naivety and my own like underestimation of the game, but like each character being an actual character and not just the archetype, so to speak. I guess that was that one was when the knight and was it the knight and the coward or the knight and the whatever one, the two of them agreed and was like,
what is it? Cold.
Yeah, the cold.
It goes straight to cold. Yeah. And
he's like, the cold and the knight are like, this is the only way. It makes the most sense. Call it a day. And I'm liking that
I played through that one again, but that one branches into 2 more princesses. The first time we played through, we were doing the fuck it, we ball playthrough.
Yes.
Where we were just like, slay the princess in every option that it comes up.
So Chris, the way this got to a point, right? We got to a point where we're both
so
kind of
fucking we slay because fucking we ball because fucking we slay.
Well, no, it's like we just got to a point where I was like, what decision do we make? Because like we're kind of boned in here, and then Ryan was just like, fuck it, we ball, and so that just became the theme of the night. Like anytime we got into a situation where we're just like, what? Like, what would we do? Because we did the first couple when we did like try to do like the wholesome playthroughs and like try to save the princess or whatever. But then we're just like, nah,
villain arc.
Because one of the ones we did was we walked in, picked up the knife, walked downstairs, didn't say anything, and just stabbed her.
Yep.
And then
I like her reaction to that, where she's surprised, like, oh.
Yeah, we go back.
Yeah.
She's just like, damn, I didn't really think you was gonna do that. But damn. But the craziest thing about it, that was our fuck it, we ball playthrough. So she actually forgives you for doing it. Cause she was like, I understand the situation and I understand that you thought you had to kill me. But then like we said, fuck it, we ball. And then she was like,
kill the ghost.
She was like, I forgave you the first time. I won't do it again.
Yeah. And
so we tried to kill her a third time.
Yeah.
And that's when she turned into the Wraith.
See, that's the thing that gets me. I'm like, I love, like, the way they talk. Like, the way, like, just, like, other, like, I don't know, like, I'm so used to, like, the generic we're doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, these characters had character.
Yes!
You know
yes,
what I
that's
mean?
the part right there.
Like, and it was like, I want to see it all. Because they're just...
They're so entertaining.
They're built.
They're so developed.
Like, it was
every
built different.
From the ground up. And I was like, this is... I don't know, man. I got nothing but good things to fry. Like, I don't even have a gripe about it. Like, I don't even have, like, a petty gripe about it.
It's just like when we were watching Summertime Rendering, I had everyone watch it because I needed to know if there were things to hate that I'm just not picking up on it because I'm simping for this great show.
Nah, man. Summertime Rendering is another one I would say, like, is an airtight, perfect 10 out of 10, too. Just good. And, like, Silly Princess, like, kudos. Like, they have a dedicated fan. Like, no matter what they make in the future, like, I will be...
Oh, yeah, they actually do have another thing that's apparently been in the works since, like, 2021. And I can't remember exactly what it's called. But the premise really got me.
But we'll put it on screen.
It was...
We'll put it on screen and we'll probably talk about it at some point.
Now, you have options. This was the premise that they had up there. Like, you have options. Some of the options may be wrong. You may not survive all of them. Enjoy the game. And I was like...
Yeah. See?
Yeah. I want to see this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I saw that trailer. When I showed you guys that trailer, and I was just like, no, seriously, this one is it. This got me.
But I mean, like the everything about it is go like you just see a girl in a room in black and white, and it just says "Slay the Princess," and like it has to be more because it's too vague, but it's also vague enough that it couldn't be more, and that would also be okay. And you're just like, what is?
Yeah, you don't give me a reason. He's like, the reason is because I said so.
It's because that's all. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and like man, there's some good shit. Grade A.
Certainly did slay a princess, and I saved the world because listening to the narrator is what you're supposed to do in video games.
Yeah.
Follow
he will give you a prize.
Looking at you, BioShock.
I was quite happy with it. And happy.
And if you haven't played BioShock, would you kindly play BioShock? Would you kindly?
Which one are you talking about?
Yes.
The first one.
Okay.
Or Infinite.
Okay.
2.
That's what I was wondering.
The story's okay. But the gameplay, play 1. Would you kindly play 1? Or Infinite?
All right.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Ain't nothing else about Black Bar.
All right, then. Oh! That's been it for whatever the hell our show's name is.
This is Miss Layla's Perfect?
Yeah, that's the one.
You know?
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So may you better stay warm, your pillow stay cold.
All right, stay perfect, chat.
Play Slay the Princess. One time for the one time.
For the one time.